First and foremost, if nobody told you as of yet today, I love you. If nobody told you as of yet today, I am proud of you. You're going to continue to achieve anything you set out to do. You understand me? Also, you already know I do have to give you that brief disclaimer. I only want you to take what resonates and leave the rest behind, alright? I don't want you trying to force certain scenarios for you. If you don't get your confirmation through me, I guarantee you're going to get it through somebody else. So be patient with your process, alright? Also, y'all already know that voice too raspy to be whispering. So this about the time that you probably want to go ahead and hit that volume, alright? So before we get started, thank you so much for all y'all's love, your likes, your shares, your subscribes, your kind words, not only to myself, but each other too. I appreciate you. Also, for those who have been gifting, I appreciate you too. I don't always get to pause in the middle of the message to acknowledge it. So I just want to say thank you, right? So let's get started, chosen ones. Now, the message for today is a reminder, right? See, we always heard that phrase where the last will be first, right? And the first will be last. See, we're going to have to talk about it and how it pertains to you and your past. See, chosen ones, the last will be first and the first will be last. So what does that mean? See, there's certain individuals that you used to be connected to, certain people that you used to observe their ways as well. So regardless if this was your friend, your partner, your family member, so on and so forth, right? You've seen certain individuals around you that try to take the quick way out of things. So whether or not that was them being in a relationship based upon what that person could provide for them, whether or not it was finances, a sense of stability, so on and so forth, right? We done seen certain people sit there and try to manipulate and put their morals to the side for monetary gain. We done seen certain individuals try to swindle the system too. Out here had PPP loans but didn't have no business that they was even doing this. See, chosen ones, you done seen people that try to do certain things to get certain places quicker, right? See, pertaining to you, you sat there and took your time. You listened to what God told you to do. You allowed God to guide you. See, God told you that this path may take a little bit longer, but the difference is once you get there, you're going to stay there, right? See, everybody else who tried to swindle. So there's certain people that tried to do magic and illusions to keep people stuck in certain confusion. There's certain people that did chaos spells to try to have chaos surround you. There's certain people that tried to, again, do certain things that they thought was going to hurt you. In the end, they was only hurting them because they spoke those things into existence. See, they was lying on you. They was sitting there trying to keep you from being with your true divine feminine and masculine. They was trying to keep you from your purpose, your passion, so on and so forth, right? So what did they do? They lied to you again, tried to get on their hocus pocus stick to try to put and cast certain illusions towards you. See, chosen ones, they was unsuccessful. But see, this is how they sabotage themselves. See, had they knew better, they would have did better, and they would have skipped the middleman and would have did these things to themselves. See, when I say that, chosen ones, because there's certain people who try to ruin your reputation. There's certain people that try to steal certain things from you, try to keep you in this stagnant energy, try to keep you feeling like nothing was going to work on behalf of you, whether or not they threatened you, whether or not that was physically, mentally, emotionally too, so on and so forth, right? See, this is what you gotta keep in mind. The first will be last and the last will be first. What do I mean? See, had they not spoke those things into existence, those are the things that they wouldn't even be seeing. See, they sat there and tried to make it seem like you was a bad person. They lied on you. See, little do they know lies is a form of magic too, because what is magic but words with intentions behind them? So they had words, which was lies, with intentions to ruin your reputation or keep you from having certain people around you. See, chosen ones, we gonna have to talk. Because now everything that they said is coming back to them. See, now people are starting to see them for who they are. Those illusions are now gone. Those veils is now off. So therefore, again, everything that they said about you now is starting to come true right in front of their face. And what can they do but try to brace for it? See, they can't take it back. That's why some of them that was doing magic, they try to do those return or try to free and spit, clear that shit out. It ain't work. That's why they hurting. There's certain people that knew that there's certain lies that was told, sat there and had certain chaos magic around so that you and that individual would never have that conversation. See, had y'all talked, the truth would have came out. So therefore, chosen ones, I want you to realize everything that they tried to do to ruin you is now returning back to them. See, they tried to take the quick way instead of doing what God told them to do. They ain't listen. See, God told them to heal their inner child wounds. God told them to let go of that ego. God sat there and told them to let go of certain control that they had or tried to have too, but they ain't listen. God told them that the opportunity would get presented for them to tell the truth, and what did they do? Lie again. So now that's why they about to face certain circumstances that they currently experience. And see, we gonna have to talk, chosen ones. I want you to realize, right? See, this goes pertaining to you too. Because you may not have done devious things like these individuals did, but you was carrying you incorrectly too. See, the last is going to be first, and the first is going to be last. So how many of you was in certain relationships based upon other people's opinions? They told you what they would do had they got presented with that individual, so you was connected to them. See, they sat there and looked at that person as a way out. Oh, they got bread, so they felt like you connected to them was going to get bread in their hand too. So they sat there and told you to entertain that individual, although you knew that that wasn't a match for you. See, there's some of you that sat there and stayed in certain relationships, trying to be there for your kids, trying to have a certain family dynamic, not realizing that you feel like you breaking a curse, or you feel like you breaking a cycle because your family, you could have had a parent who wasn't there. Whole time you ain't even realized that you was creating a new one instead. See, you sat there and felt like, well, you was breaking that bad karma or that karmic cycle because you may have grew up without two parents around you. Now you got both parents in the house, but that truly ain't your spouse. See, you sat there and settled in a sense. That person don't got that spark. That person can't play their part, so therefore you really unhappy. You sacrificing yourself in a sense. See, chosen ones, it's not just about how those people carried you. It's about you had enough nerve to go through what you went through, and you turn around and sat there and put yourself through it too. You sat there and been used, abused, sat there and been neglected, disrespected, so on and so forth, and you started doing it to you too because you listened to these people and allowed those projections to play out on you. See, nah, we not doing that no more. See, you sat there and stayed in those relationships dynamic because you wanted to be the bigger or the better person. You wanted to sit there and have people look at you and see that you did everything that you could do to be with those individuals. You may have went to from a cheater to now you was actually devoted to that relationship, and that person is still doing the same shit over again. So no matter if you change your perspective, you still getting the same expectations up out of them. See, you put the blame on you. Everybody from the outside looking in was looking at you and why it wasn't working out between you two. Whole time they ain't had nothing to do with you. You wasn't even telling them exactly what was going on. See, in public you was praising them like they was the perfect partner. Behind closed doors you knew you was laying with Satan. You knew that that person sat there, you was being complacent. You knew that that person was not who they appeared to be. They was a cheater. You ain't tell nobody. But when you finally start entertaining somebody mysteriously, now you the cheater. See, they try to swindle you. Do not allow it to get to you. You heard me. See, there's some people that's going to make you look out like you the villain now. But when you was doing everything that they want you to do, they was praising you. You was the best. See, when you sat there and did everything that they expected of you, you was unhappy. You was depressed while they was all rejuvenated, excited. See, there's some of you, and excuse me because they cutting the grass around here, you heard me. But chosen ones, there's some of you that, again, there's certain things that you settled for in a sense. You sat there and let people get away with certain things that they was doing because you stayed silent about them. Oh, nah. It's no longer that. So there's certain people that's going to make you seem like you the bad person because finally you choosing yourself in a sense. You no longer willing to see everybody else happy while you hurting. You no longer willing to settle for that partner because they have a sense of stability. Shit, you stable too. You sitting there settling for that person because your family approves of them. Well, I ain't trying to hear that he's a good man or she's a good woman, Savannah type shit. If you like him, then you lay with him. But energetically, you don't feel that spark with him. So therefore, you gonna have to be real with you. You done sacrificed yourself for too long, chosen ones. You done sat there and again put your happiness to the side. You done sat there and didn't pursue your dreams and admiration because somebody else wasn't playing their part. Oh nah. You done tried it their way. Now try something new. What you gonna do? When you did everything that they expected of you and you was unhappy because you wasn't being real with you, but you still kept that poker face on based upon what other people expected out of you, they was happy when they got everything that they wanted. So you was buying everything that they wanted. You was coming home to them, wasn't entertaining certain people, cut off certain friends, family members for them. You sat there and again gave away certain parts of you to them, left nothing for you. They was your identity in a sense. See, you done sat there and tried for several years. You done sat there and tried 5 years, 10 years, so on and so forth. See, you loyal to the wrong one. If you tried their way and you keep getting the same thing, that means that they stuck in that karmic pattern. If you keep trying to do the right thing, now you focusing on them. You ain't entertaining nobody else. You focusing on them. All of a sudden, if the same thing keeps happening, that's God showing you that that's not the person that you're supposed to be with. If God wasn't revealing it and he was concealing it, then that means he ain't want you to see that shit. But if he's allowing it to be shown to you, he's giving a warning to you. He's trying to show you that this is not your individual. You gonna have to disconnect. What you holding on for? The what ifs? You so scared. You sit there and so scared that this risk that you take on this person that you really feel fated and destined with, this risk that you take of stepping out or moving out of that house and really standing on what you are able to do in a sense, that risk that you so scared to take is the main one that you need to. You talking about you not ready because you still limiting you. You still stuck in that stagnant energy. You not even believing in you. You talking about you not ready and you been ready because you're not going to be ready until you get ready, until it's time to go. And even if, again, somebody who's not ready is going to get ready if that's a place that they try to go, see, chosen ones. Again, I give you this example, right? See, you know how somebody come in, you chilling in the crib, you in your comfortable attire, you ain't really worried about nothing. They come in talking about, hey, yo, we about to go to this party, we about to go to this event, whatever the case may be. Could be stores, so on and so forth, right? I want you to pencil that in. They talking about where they about to go. You like, oh yeah, what y'all about to do? Everything that they say to you is something that you've been wanting to. It's been on your mind. You've been considering doing it, but you ain't take your time to actually do it, right? Okay, cool. Now this person is going to present that opportunity to you. Like, hey, yo, we going to this event. You like, true. They like, yeah, there's going to be so-and-so here, so-and-so here. You like, word. They like, yeah, when you get there, you're going to have this, we going to do that. All of the things that you've been thinking about, all the things that you automatically are aligned with. Everything that you've been wanting, everything that you've been seeking gets provided and aligned with you. Now, all of a sudden, what you going to do? See, at that point in time, you ain't got your clothes on. You not ready, but you going to get ready if that's a place that you going to go to. You going to ask necessary questions like, hey, yo, what's the dress code? Okay, cool. When it start? When it end? Okay, cool. So on and so forth, right? See, even at that time, if you're not ready, if that's a place that's what you going to go, that you want to go, you going to throw that shit in the bag and you going to worry about the rest on your way there, right? See, some of you waiting, talking about you not ready yet, but you got to realize that there's preparation in the experience. In order you to be prepared for the position that you're supposed to be in, you have to be play in that position then, right? It's in the experience. You learn certain things, right? You get aligned with certain things, right? God provides that insight, right? See, you not willing to take that risk. That's why you keep getting the same so-so shit. Disconnect from them. I don't care you talking about, oh, how they provide certain finances for you, but whole time they only providing because you are pausing your progression and giving your blessings to this individual and they sorting through and leaving scraps for you. You talking about how they pay your bills whole time. That could be money in your hand, but you putting it up and leaving it up to them. See, nah. You got to take that risk, chosen one. That's almost like that location over here is on fire. And you having an opportunity to jump. Them down below, or I don't even want to say down below because these are individuals have an elevated soul, but you get it. There are certain places that they telling you, yo, listen, jump. It's not that far, I promise you. It's something that you scared, you nervous, but behind you, that shit's burning off in the back of you. So you keep feeling like you got time to make those choices. You don't. That's when God's going to push your ass out. There's fire behind you. There's smoke behind you. You ain't been paying attention to the signs and synchronicities. When you heard that fire alarm go off, you wasn't listening. When you started to smell smoke, you ain't get up and actually check that shit. So therefore, now you getting forced out. Because you ain't choose that position when God gave you the opportunity for you to willingly leave them. Now you getting forced out of that position, see? Now you still scared to take that leap. Nah, God's going to be that person to push you in your back. God's going to be the one that pushes your ass out there so you can see that certain shit wasn't as deep as you thought. See, you so scared that letting go of that individual, that certain karma consequences is going to come through. Whole time you don't even realize why you going through what you going through is because you limiting yourself with that individual. You out here so scared, oh, that person is going to try to keep you from your kids. Because you moved on from them. So you supposed to stay held hostage? Because if you're not entertaining that parent, they won't allow you to play a parent. Then apparently you don't know the things that you can do. Take their ass to court just like they would do to you in a quick instant. Okay, you so nervous or scared that they going to put child support on you. But think of all the money that you putting out energetically, mentally, or missing out on from dealing with them things. So therefore, again, you so scared of what they gonna do when you're not even thinking about what God is going to do for you too. What do you think weighs more? You heard me. You scared, oh, they gonna try to put child support on you. Okay, but every time you get bread, they run through that shit. Every time you ain't been able to save no money since you've been with them. You still left with $2 in your bank account. Certain things is still missing, so you scared to release that control that they gonna have over you. Whole time you don't even realize God's gonna do something slick for you just for you listening to what he's asking you to do, man. See, y'all, you ain't rocking with God like that. Because if you rocking with God, that means you ain't gonna question Nathan. When I say question, that means if God say jump, you already jumping. God like, hey, yo, go say this to them. You not second guessing it, how they going to take it. You know that God's getting you to relay that message. You understand me? So I want you to realize that there's disobedience with delaying listening. You heard me. So you keep talking about you not ready, and the whole time is you know what you're supposed to do. The time that God showed that truth for you, you've been ready to make a move, but you letting that person dictate certain things for you. You scared of Satan? Man, Satan ain't shit. I'm trying to tell you. Satan ain't shit. Satan is that kid, that person who talks all tough but ain't never been in a fight. And if they was in a fight, they ain't even swing. They ain't got their head up. They looking down to the ground, just swinging around, and they still get knocked the fuck out. See, chosen ones. When you know how God is going to come through, see, you got to realize that's how you get things gifted to you. When you say, I'm so thankful that everything always works out for me, let that shit go. I'm so thankful that everything always works out for me. That's it. That's it. And you know that regardless of how it makes sense of how you going to work these hours and be able to provide this for your bill, that God's going to make up that difference. You heard me. God's telling you, you take a break. You talking about, well, how I'm going to pay my bills if I take this day off. God's like, I got something slick for you. Whole time you didn't even realize that God was going to have certain business start booming on that day that you finally feeling rejuvenated. See, you don't even realize you ain't putting that faith in God like that. You talk that shit, but you not. Because you still scared. Scared because so-and-so acting an ass. Who you fearing? Somebody who don't even know themselves? Somebody who's talking that shit but ain't never been able to handle their own seed? You must not know. You heard me. I'm not copping no plea with the devil. Fuck out of here. I'm not befriending no devil. I'm beating them the fuck up. I'm not going to be cool with the demons. Oh, nah, I'm not making you comfortable. You heard me. Y'all out here trying to make these demons, you trying to compromise with something that's not the divine. You trying to compromise because if it's from the divine, you ain't even got to compromise because you truly want to already be aligned. And what do I mean? somebody who thinks like you. It could be something all the way down to simple things, chosen ones. See, you know those people that's like, oh, this is my house. If your friends come over, oh, they come in my shit. So if they got these little coochie cutter shorts on, or their ass hanging out, or they shirt off, or they boxes off, whatever the case may be, they talking about that's they shit. So people who come in got to deal with it. See, that's stupid, right? Because the right person is automatically not going to want their body being seen by somebody who's not the person that they supposed to be with. The right person going to hold themselves respectful. The right person, regardless if you ask me, I'm going to do that because that's who I am. See, there's another scenario, right, chosen ones, and we going to talk about it. That's almost how I heard people arguing about, oh, do you feed your partner first or your kids? And in my head, I'm thinking that conversation or argument is dumb as shit. Because regardless if my masculine been working all day or not, he gonna sit there and want to see his kids eat first. He gonna want to see his seed because they came from him. He's not going... Stupid ass ways of thinking. You understand me? If you having an argument about this masculine feeling a certain type of way because your children, your seeds with them, or your seeds that they didn't plan in a sense, get feed or fed before them, that's that ego and arrogance coming through. Cause I ain't never know if a baby's crying, ready for its bottle, I don't hear nobody in their right mind gonna say, hey yo, fix me my shit, get me situated before you adhere to them. Type of shit is that? It's like you gotta think about certain basic things that people are saying and know that that's somebody that you don't need to be connected with. If this person is always on that love and hip-hop type shit, always caught up in somebody else's drama, always lying but hiding their hand, try to act like they picture perfect when you know damn well they a demon, you have to deal with certain karma and consequences too, chosen ones. Why? Because you've been hiding who that person really was to the people around you. So when you finally get fed the fuck up and no longer want to deal with them, now people gonna look at you like you the bad person. Now you gonna have to speak the truth about them, and yeah, it's going to take a few times for them to process it, but it's necessary. You have to realize that you created karma too by allowing that person to get away and condoning fuckery. You try to keep the peace, but you ain't been peaceful since you actually crossed paths with that person. You heard me? So the old you didn't think of how quick 10 years then passed, 5 years then passed, so on and so forth, right? Think of how quick time has passed. So that could be how you say, dang, I just had a baby. Now they about to have their 5th birthday. Or, dang, it feels like we just moved into this place. Now you did your calculations and you've been here for a few years. Or a car, or a job, whatever the case may be. Relationship too. I want you to think of how it's been playing out for you. You had some good times, but a lot of it, if y'all been holding back, living for other individuals, you've been settling. You ain't had that love. You ain't been feeling free. You ain't been confident. You ain't been trying new things. You've been complacent, stuck in the same schedule in a sense, right? See, you see how that worked out. You see as good as it got. That was y'all having a little bit of fun. Y'all might have a few trips that you could take, but really that's it. Something that you could fill a next person in and they could do that same shit, right? So, chosen ones, I want you to think, that person that you with, do you want, age ain't nothing, well, after the age of 25, age ain't nothing but a number, right? But, chosen ones, I want you to think of, do you want to keep living your life like this? So, even you living for your mother right now, your father right now, your grandmother right now, 20 years from now, if they no longer here, would you still be living the same way that you are? Do you still want this life? They don't understand you, that's cool. But they're not supposed to, because they're not given the same glasses as you. So I want you to think of how when you rock somebody else's glasses, you running into shit, you get a headache from it. Certain things is blurry, you step in the wrong way. You've been living other people's expectations. You've been living in other people's what they think you should do. You've been living to appease other people. Certain people, you staying in a relationship because you don't want to hurt these individuals. Meanwhile, you hurting you. So are you going to continue to do this? Is that something that, because we're going to talk. You know how people say, I heard this before, where there's masculines that are a player in a sense, how they give birth to daughters. They have daughters, and people like, oh, that's their karma, that's their consequences for being a player, right? See, I ain't never liked that, but it has some truth to it, right? What do I mean? You gotta realize that you attract what you see. So I'll give myself an example, right? Chosen ones. My father, great father. See, my father passed away when he was 28 years old, right? A car accident, right? My father died when he was 28. By the time he died, he had 7 kids, right? Great father, right? Always was around me, loved me, encouraged me, all of these things, right? My father was like a perfect father, but he was a terrible lover. He kept going back and forth between certain feminines. He entertained them just because they wanted to entertain him. He sat there and played a family dynamic with them just to have a family dynamic with their kids, knowing damn well that he ain't really want them. So he cheated on them. He walked away from them. But again, he played a solid father position, right? See, as I got older, I had to realize a few things. See, one, I had to realize that my father, who was my superhero and still is, he had certain ways to him, right? See, since I was young, I always been a seer. So I've always still been connecting with my father, right? So there's certain things that he told me about him that I got confirmation through having conversations with other people who knew him. But there's also certain things that I had to realize too. I attracted masculines that was similar to my father. They was great fathers themselves, but they was terrible lovers. See, I want you to realize when they say that daughters sometimes or sons, it's regardless of how they say, certain people are karma, right, for their ways. See, I want you to realize that if you a player right now, right, your daughter's going to come across somebody like you. Somebody who, from the outside looking in, they seem like they a good individual, but they nasty. They disrespectful, entertaining all of these people. See, if you don't break that cycle that you currently doing where you entertain people, or you got that sexual addiction, or you got that Jezebel spirit in you, you're going to have to get rid of it. Why? Because your children is going to cross paths with somebody like you. Now, a cheating ass person. So if you don't break the cycle, that cycle gets passed down. You know how they say, oh, God protects babies and fools, but after the age of 18, everything that you did when you was younger, well, everything that you did from that point in time comes back on you, and anything that you did when you was younger goes back on your parents, right? So they had to deal with certain shit. See, I want you to realize when you grown and you have children, if you don't disconnect from that cycle, if you don't do certain things that need to be done, they're going to be the force to do them. So for you, some of you are realizing that the cycle connected to you is walking away from a toxic partner. Yes, they could be a good father or mother. Yes, they could be cool, but they not for you. That's your cycle that you have to break through, is not settling in a sense. Because again, I had to learn my experience by identifying that this masculine is a good father, but this is not somebody, I have children with him, but that's not somebody that I'm supposed to be with. That's not somebody that I'm not their family, the children that we conceived is. You understand me? Because some of you try to write yourself in too much. When you a pencil in a sense, you can get erased and somebody else written in. You understand me? So that you have to realize that there's certain things that you got to be the person that breaks that cycle. Now, if you got a baby father or baby mother who's nasty and they don't choose to break that cycle, you can break the cycle for your children by you choosing a better partner. You understand me? You not settling in a relationship just because you have children with them and it's not no happiness. You understand me? So some of you feel like you breaking a cycle, but you're creating one. So you had to live and be happy. You have to show your children what happiness looks like. A partner that you can be yourself with. Somebody who loves you. Somebody who thinks like you. You ain't got to train them. You ain't got to mold them. You don't got to sit there and explain shit. They automatically going to get it because they divinely align with you. You understand me? So, chosen ones, your biggest test is to look away and not feel bad about leaving certain things in the past. There's certain family members that's going to tell you, oh, that's terrible that you done moved on from so-and-so, now you with a different individual. You done sat there and listened to your brain before. And what it got you? Now is the time to allow your heart and your intuition, the guidance that God's giving you, you got to give that a try. You understand me? You done tried all that other shit. It's time to try something different. You done tried staying in the house. Step out. Let yourself to be seen. You done sat there and tried to play the family dynamic. They ain't want it to be. So you can't force nobody to, and nobody's going to be able to hold you hostage too. You got to really do what God tell you and God's guiding you to do. So you feel like, oh, you walk away from them, you're not going to have money. Whole time they the reason why you ain't got nothing. Because you giving them the opportunity. If they play in a position, you speaking that into existence for them. So if you decide not to work, that means you putting your finances in their hand. Which means then that you now calling them saying that they the money maker. What you speak is what they seek, and that's what they start to see. So you done sat there and designed that. Now if you remove them and start putting you in, and you start playing your position, your abundance is going to come in. See, I don't never worry about no bills, I guarantee you. I guarantee you. It don't matter if my bank account is looking kind of funny at first. I'm like, God, I already know what you going to have come through. I already know. Business booming. You heard me. This booming. All of these. Why? I'm telling you, when I say I give it to God, I give it to God. I just do what he tell me to do. So, again, if he tell you to reach out to somebody, reach out to them. He tell you, and it's God guiding you, not the devil trying to finesse you, reach out to them. He telling you, some of y'all scared of flirting or speaking to people, because if you used to speak to people, the person that you was with used to say that you was flirting with him. So some of y'all don't even know how to be social, and y'all used to be so social. But now you don't even know how to speak, because when you used to speak, your ex-partner used to feel a certain type of way. So chosen ones, get that shit together. Socialize. Shit, I already told y'all. Listen, the dating scene starts with you. So how you dating you? How you treating you? Because I can tell you right now, what? I stuck in a house. I don't know club or nothing like that. I like adventures, but what? You start to realize when you put your head up who's noticing you. You realize certain people who've been wanting to get to know you too. So therefore, again, just allow it to divinely align. You heard me. Let it play out. But you got to play a position with it. So that's like God's that river in a sense. You that boat, or you the one with the little, you understand, the little oars, whatever the case may be. You got to play a position. So you got to put that boat on the water in order for you to move, right? So you're going to have to put certain plays into movement, right? So walking away from them in order for you to walk into something new. You letting go of that toxic ass place. You talking about, oh, well, the money that you going to miss out. The money you missing out on now. The money you going to miss out on if you don't disconnect from them. It's time to live your life based upon what you want, chosen ones. Alright? But listen, I got to get up off here because I do have a few readings to do. Please remember, I never reach out to you for a reading. Please stop letting these people swindle you. I only got one TikTok, one Instagram, and one YouTube. If you ever get confused, hit the link in my bio and it'll take you to them. Alright? Because y'all been letting people play in your energy. I told you. You ain't never got to tell me nothing about you. Your birthday, your name, all of these. No. I'm your confirmation. God's going to tell me the key words to tell you when you're ready. But you got to be ready, because some of you don't want to hear the truth. You want me to tell you that that karmic is your true boo. And I'm not going to lie to you. You want me to tell you that that person's not doing certain things on the side. Nah, you feel it too. That's why it gets ruffled within you. So, chosen ones, the link in my bio for your coaching sessions, which we on the phone for a half an hour to an hour. You can ask me as many questions as you want. I'll give you insight pertaining to all of those, as well as the personal readings, the link to my bio, where I record the reading for you so you can go back and listen to and reference to, all right? But I love you so much. I'm going to upload this live shortly on my YouTube. All I ask you to do is like it and share it to somebody who you feel needs to hear that message too. I love y'all so much, all right? Y'all continue to be great. If you need me, you know how to reach me, babies. Be great.